If you want to understand the man, study his first mirror. JCole, King Harris, and 50 Cent, the mother pattern nobody talks about. What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Dreamwise here for another one. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot lately this past week on this pattern, this mother pattern that I want to share with the family. And, I understand sometimes uh, these things that happen, these situations that happen, these distractions of the day, if you will, that happens sometimes look like a distraction, something that you don't really need to pay attention to. But there's a deeper, more powerful understanding that we have to extract from this particular mission that we're on. And I'm going to dive deep into the fold with that today. So, what's up, y'all? What's good? What's good? We are here. It go down. You are what your mother is. Esoteric Mondays. You are what your mother is. We got to start with the cold world. Then we got to go to King. Ain't that a bit? This little kid. King Harris, and then 50. And yes, we're going to pull a lot of wisdom, a lot of power into the mission. Jermaine. So look, when we're talking about Jermaine or JCole, we got to really dive into the root of what's actually happening and where it started from. Now, I've been a JCole fan since college. Like when he was in college, I was in college. And essentially what was happening was I essentially picked up on him based off of, some of my Cali partners that was listening to JCole because, we was in the trap music, T.I., what I'm saying, Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane. You feel me? My H-Town streets, Dallas had the whole South on lock during that particular time. This is 2004, 2007. You know what I'm saying? That particular energy. Boom. Some of my Cali, more nerdy, dare I say, white-ish brothers was jamming this JCole. And essentially, you know what I'm saying, I was smoking a bag of it. And he was jamming crazy. And you know what I'm saying? Long story short, he got some legs. His mixtapes got some legs. And then sure enough, he became the JCole we know today. But we want to start with the root of JCole and who he is internally, who JCole is internally. And I was talking to the Patreon family about this, and I had to just let it be known because I've been jamming his album for the past 3 days. And yes, I've changed my mind on his album. It is absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. But the biggest aspect that I pulled and extracted from it was understanding who JCole is and looking at this particular mission that he's doing right now and saying, oh, okay, I see who you are, baby. I can see all past that shit. So we're going to extract it and get deep into the fold of it because it's important for us to understand that energy. It's important for us to understand who you are in the inside is actually reflecting symbolic missions outwardly. So JCole driving across country, right? Making this play with his CDs in his Civic. First off, we didn't have a Civic in the H. I'm just telling you what it is, nigga. We slab. Lincolns, Crown Vics, you feel me? So I don't know what kind of North Carolina shit that is. I'm just being straight up and down. And it's too damn hot to be wearing hoodies, so we definitely wasn't hoodied up. God damn, cold world. Yeah, it's a cold world, boy. That nigga look like one of them kids. Y'all see them kids in high school. It'd be 100 degrees outside. They be walking with their hoodie on. Be like, damn, it's 105. They walk into school with a hoodie on. Hell nah, boy. Boys and girls. It don't even matter. Boys and girls. So I'm looking at Cole. I'm like, okay, I get it. Your album is fire, cool. Why is he making this promotional move like this? What is the internal depth energy of him saying, you know what, I'm gonna travel the world and give my CD out and run into all these HBCUs? Y'all know I ain't lying, baby. You know I ain't lying. There's something there. We gotta break it down to the mystery. But this is gonna be powerful for everybody because I want y'all to understand something deeper that's going to unlock and unravel something inside of you. See, when I give you this particular message today, this should help you understand yourself a lot more. We're using JCole, King, and 50 Cent as a tool or a symbol to understand something else within ourselves. So now you're just going to have to extract what I'm about to say and then apply it to you. Because at the same time, at the end of the day, if you're not putting in no action, especially in this May month or this March month that's here, right? And this is the new March, new year, right? In March 21st, then shit, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to stay the same. So I get it. It might be entertaining what I'm about to say and all this other stuff. But at the same time, at the end of the day, extract the wisdom for yourself and then apply it to you. Speaking of wisdom, this nigga here, hey, I cannot make it up, baby. See, this is when I got pissed off and I was like, all right, nigga, now I know. And I was telling the Chaos family this. I said, boy, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't seem right. I'm in the Civic driving to city, giving out my CD, selling my CD. Cool. My thing is, why does it got to be the Civic? Why are we still putting in the CD in the CD player, right? I was just blown away by it. I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to understand. But when he did this, when I heard he was flipping burgers and shaking fries, burgers and fries, head ass boy, I lost it. I said, oh, yep, I told you, nigga. I told you. Y'all remember your first job was at McDonald's. Yeah, your first job was at Burger King and shit. Shaking the fries up and shit. You 16 shaking the fries because you couldn't make the basketball team. So you had to do something, and your mama was like, hey, look, we need a little bit of help. We need a little bit of help around here. And you need to do something. You feel me? Your first job, pressing them burgers down. What was JCole's first job? Hey, all right, don't worry. We're going to get to it. I got the proof, and I'm going to give you the plays and the understanding, a deeper level understanding. See, JCole, I love Cole. Like, he's one of my top 5 artists, you know what I'm saying, in this thing, ever. But I got to keep it real, and I really got to go introspective. Even when he used to pull up to them basketball games looking bummy in the bummy clothes and stuff like that, I used to look at him like, what the fuck is Jay? What is he doing? Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. You feel me? See, when you not trying, that means you trying. This nigga went on a whole campaign for a whole decade to not try. Even though he know he gonna be looked at and da-da-da-da. That particular energy that he was spewing out was absolutely crazy to me. And I was just seeing past it because I'm like, all right, my guy, just put on some clothes and, let's get fresh and let's make some plays. Shit. But Cole flipping these burgers and shaking these fries at the marathon continues, had me perplexed, had me in a whole other conundrum that said, all right, nigga, I see whatever this is, I can see past it. And I ain't gonna let it go. And that's why I'm sharing it with y'all today. So boom, Cole, you see the The beard, the dreads, you feel me? All of that. He in his slab. He got his album, The Fall Off. He falling off. Boom. Then on the fall off, the day that it came out, it was Bob Marley's birthday. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Now, Bob is my top symbol ever in my life, in my particular life, because as a kid, and this is something that's internal with me, I used to watch Bob because I didn't know my Jamaican side of my family. You feel me? My mama is from St. Thomas. My daddy's from Jamaica. So I didn't really understand my Caribbean side, and I wanted to understand it deeper. That's why I got dreads too. So now, naturally, internally, I'm trying to understand a part of me where my dad transitioned at a young age, and I'm trying to just have a glimpse in it. And the only person I can look at was Bob, because he's the main person that had the documentary. So I used to watch him as a kid and marvel, like, oh, yeah, wow, this is what it is. Okay. Yeah, soccer, weed. You feel me? So that was a huge part of even my spiritual development, because even when I understood that he was practicing a different religion than Christianity, and even, my Muslim religion, I now my shit. Okay, who is God? So Bob is a big deal, and JCole dropping his album on Bob's birthday is no coincidence. But another thing they got in similarities or a comparison is biracial kids. Biracial kids. Now, this is an interesting fact, and this is an understanding that we got to go deep within. You got to pull and extract this thing metaphysically, because again, this is huge, and this is how your world is actually shaped. See, Bob Robert Marley, his mama was black. His daddy, white boy, white cowboy boy, or whatever, that he barely knew. Somebody, just a seed donor. But his mama, the one that was there with him, the one that, cared for him and, what I'm saying, put the particular energy inside of him to move in a particular way. Well, that's his first God. And your mama is your first God. Your mama is your mirror. Your mama is everything in the particular elementary, primary school years to you, based off of whatever she says goes. Message. So now we got to understand to the core how important our mama is and how important she is as a symbol, one, but then also her energy and what is her energy speaking to us as we carry out our journey in this third dimension. Boom. JCole's mama. Now look, we just got to do it, and we got to do it cleanly and clearly. This is JCole's mama. It's a different culture. It's a different reality. Drake, it's a different culture. It's a different reality. It's a different energy. Now, that don't mean you can't have a Caucasian mama and still be a part of the culture. My partner, Opie, and it's funny we called him Opie, his mama in the hood, you know what I'm saying, kind of gravitate towards the culture early based off of, you know what I'm saying, she always been in the hood, white, white, but she, well, we say act black or whatever, but she wasn't really acting. That was just her. You feel me? She'll get in a fight with another black mama in a heartbeat. You feel me? And it just was in her. You could just tell, like, even the black parents, they didn't say nothing like she was white. They just said, oh yeah, that's Miss Hacker. Even the name, when you think about the name, Miss Hacker, what the hell? Hell nah, boy. And that's a white name. So she extracted particular energies based off of she just grew up in the hood as a kid, and then she stayed in the hood, and then now she has sons that we played with that's in the hood. So it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, your mama doesn't really determine it in the aspect of the environment, more so determines it, but your mama is still a reflection and the mirror of putting you into a particular idea about yourself. And I believe JCole had a particular idea about himself based off of his mama.
Message.
So that's his brother right there too, and I think that's his half brother. I think she had the brother before Cole. Cool. So now Jermaine Cole is growing up in a particular environment with his Caucasian mama. And, you know, we got to just keep it real. And one of our great master teachers says, hey, you are what your mama is. You are what your mama is. Shout out to Sister Myra. So, like, when we look at that and step back and just evaluate that, then we got to understand, if you are what your mama is, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be about race. It can be something deeper, more introspective. And that's what I'm talking about. See, the race thing that everybody puts on, right, is a costume. When we look at the race, our color, our skin, that's just your uniform. So now, sometimes what happens is you identify with Black and you carry out Black culture just because you're looking in the mirror and seeing a particular image every day. But there's also aspects of people that look at their skin and say, well, nah, I don't want to be Black. All my friends are white. I want to be white. I'm just telling y'all what it is. I knew a girl like this. She went to this all-white school. She was Black as hell, real dark, and she hated her skin. And she carried out a particular mission to act and portray herself as white. And that was a psychosis she had to understand and break free from. She got better after she went to HBCU. Her mama forced her to go to this HBCU. And as she started to develop more and more of her culture and understanding, she started understanding herself a little bit more deeper and saying, oh, okay, I didn't have to put up with all that bullshit in high school. I didn't have to act this way to fit in. So it's a huge understanding in the forming of who you are, your mama. Very, very important to understand that. And, you know, I love Cole, and this ain't no shot at him. We're just evaluating what's actually happening with Cole and why he's doing particular things that he's doing and what he's seeing in the lens of culture, in the lens of identification. Like I was telling the Patriarch family the other day, there's some rich people, super rich kids, like their parents, billionaires. Let's say their parents is billionaires, millionaires, right? This is on YouTube. Y'all can find it. The kid will go against all money and be homeless for 2 years just to live out that particular mission because he feels like he missed something.
Message.
And sometimes we might feel internally that we missed something based off of our parents, our first God is not giving us what we exactly need and pushing a particular energy inside of us that actually says you belong, you're good enough. Just be you. You feel me? And that's very, very important to understand. I'm going to play this C. Freeman video so we can get deeper into the fold and really dive into what's going on. Check it out.
Until the Black woman comes forward with her spiritual presence, we cannot have a renewed, rejuvenated, and peaceful, harmonious society. She is the center of our world. And that ain't going to change. Her energy dictates to us our behavior. If her energy grips you between your legs, you're going to be jealous and wild and lusty, suspicious. If her energy grips you in your heart, you're going to be a wonderful, calm, and balanced human being.
In the book, what's that book called? In one of these tantric books, they speak about how important it is to be get breastfed so you can get to that heart as a kid. You feel me? By your mama. And essentially what happens is that particular energy of safety and security as you're getting breastfed is actually developing you internally to know that you're safe and secure. And it's basically developing your root chakra and balancing out your root chakra so you can feel safe and secure. So now, boom, fast forward, we're in a time where kids ain't getting breastfed because they did the trickaroo to say, hey, look, you don't have to breastfeed. Just use this bottle and this symbolic. So now the mamas are getting fed misinformation based off of the powers that be wants to put kids in a fear-based vibration at a very young age, all the way on to their adult years. So they're saying that breast milk, which is liquid gold, which is, they call it monolaurin is very vital for the baby, but then also just them being coddled and being at that heart-centered space. Remember, heart and earth are the same thing. Put the H in front of the earth is heart, right? And that's the root chakra and your heart. One thing, right? Cool. So boom, the baby comes out the womb. The first thing they do, place them on the breast for the safety, security. They hear the heartbeat as they're drinking the milk. This is all important. This is all science. I'm just telling you what it is. Them first primary years, them 0 to 3, with that breastfed, is a level of safety, is a level of security, and a level of balance in you becoming, you know what I'm saying, not overzealous or underzealous of your world, the world that you walk in, the world that you walk with. Very, very important to understand. I cannot make it up. It's so important that, you know what I'm saying, D-Ray breastfed all of our kids up until 2. You know what I'm saying? Some of them went longer. Some of my youngest son, he's 2.5. He went longer. You feel me? Very, very important to understand. Check it out.
Full of love and joy and happiness. She's the center of your life. If you want to know what the trouble is out there, Mama is, I like what Farrakhan said, Mama is first God on the left, rocking the baby, feeding the baby, nursing the baby, rocking the baby, teaching the baby to talk, to sing, to play. That's God. First God. And what Mama knows, she tells baby. What she don't know, she cannot tell baby.
So now we're talking about something so divine and something so pure that if we go back to JCole, the mama might not understand a particular energy, a culture, a melanated culture that JCole is longing for with his absentee father.
Message.
So now all of a sudden and this is just us looking at this thing. We're not judging JCole. We're just understanding everybody's psychosis. Because as I was listening to that album, downloads and channels kept on coming to say, oh, okay, I get it. I feel it. I understand. Right? Now, apply all of this to whatever you got going on with your mama, because sure enough, you probably got some mama drama traumas as well. Straight up and down, and don't we all, baby, don't we all.
So if mama is ignorant of self, she's ignorant of baby. So she's going to miseducate baby. That's what you see out there. People who don't know who they are, what they are, and many of them don't even know where in the hell they are. Well, ain't changing that. He don't know how to do it. He got a shot out there at the high school the other day. Well, he was supposed to go out there and give a pep rally. And, 5 minutes, Reverend Biscuit is teaching. Who you for? Jesus. Who you for? No, it ain't about Jesus, right? It's about who are you? What are you? Where are you? Where can you go? What are your possibilities? What do you have working for you to get where you're going? That's what it's about. That is educate, educare, educo, draw out that which is within.
Shout out to the good, the God, C. Freeman L. Rising in Power to the God. So yeah, cold world, you know what I'm saying? He established a particular energy through your mama. And that's all of us, right? We all establish a particular energy through our mama, because she is our first guide. She's our first teacher. She is the all. So now if the all is the great mother, right, which is basically the universal energy or this dark energy that's permeating through, the ethers, essentially she is the all because she's feeling that dark energy in the divine feminine way that we all must understand is spirit. So divine feminine is spirit, right? Your mama has to exude that divine feminine energy. And obviously it's tough in this world because we've been programmed and we've been tricked into a more masculine patriarchal energy. So now all of a sudden we're trying to learn from the universe, which is the all, one song, right? Which is your mama, but she doesn't know herself. So how is she supposed to teach you? Because she's listening to Reverend Biscuit and them. Toasty. So now this goes to the bigger point and a huge idea of this thing, which is the age system or the chakra system. When we start at the lower three extremities, right? Your lower three chakras, the hell state that they call them, which is basically earth, the red, the orange, and the yellow is fire, right? Age 0 to 7 is the root chakra. Age 7 to 14, your sacral chakra. Age 14 to 21, your solar plexus. This is creating your world at these three chakras, these three younger ages, primarily your root chakra. Now, when you look at the words, right, I am, which is saying I am this particular thing that I'm hearing inside my head every day from my mama, right? I feel, this is how I feel based off of I am. And guess what? I do. Now I carry out these particular traumas or carry out these particular manifestations based off of my mama's input.
Message.
So for instance, right, if your mama, you 0 to 7, right, and y'all having a house party, it's live, you got family over, she got friends over, They drinking, the music going, Earth, Wind, and Fire is going. You feel me? Y'all got the tunes going and everything. Hey, come on, Kareem. Come on, man. Come on, Jermaine. Come on and dance. And your mama said, oh, no. He's shy. Come on, Tasha, bust a move. Oh, no, she too shy. She ain't going to do that. Now, all of a sudden, your mama, your first God, then ingested inside of you a mission, a narrative, an idea, a thought form that says, I am shy. So now all of a sudden, I am shy turns to I feel shy. Then I feel shy turns to I do shy. I do shy away from life. I'm an introvert. I just want to stay in the house and mind my business. So your mama is literally impregnating your mind with thought forms that you didn't even know she had inside of her or she wanted to create for you. That's how powerful your mama is. That's how important it is to do your shadow work and understand that sometimes your mama can infiltrate you with a certain mission that you didn't have for yourself. But since she's your first God, now all of a sudden that mission overrides anything else you came down here to do. One of the first things my mama told me, and she had a picture of this too, I always get my way. She had a picture, a sticker picture on this photo album of mine. And she, you always get your way. Okay, bet. Thank you, mama. See, my mama, she didn't know, she is ignorant of it, but she said that. All right, bet. You feel me? So much so, carrying out my particular lifestyle, carrying out my particular missions, I'm always getting my way until that narrative gets shot down. And now all of a sudden I got to evaluate myself from another lens, another scope. But what happened was, instead of that narrative getting shot down, I started formulating it and saying, oh, okay, this is why when I was younger, I was acting such so harsh and so strong-willed. You feel me? So naturally, as you become more spiritual and aware, now all of a sudden you start to realize that them words, you know what I'm saying, put a certain level of energy into you, but that doesn't necessarily mean you got to carry out that mission. You can observe it, which I've done, and then say, oh, okay, I see what that is. I see why I was so domineering at times. I see why I was so demeaning in particular times, because I always got my way and I needed that reality to take force and take shape over and over and over again. So I want the family to understand that to the core. Like, we got to understand that this thing is deeper than the human understanding of, you know, what the layman thinks this is, right? Automatons are just going about their day, carrying out their particular mission, not knowing they've been programmed by their greatest asset called their mama, which they came out of. Even in the womb, you was getting programmed at a very, very young age. In the womb, you was getting programmed. So, like I said, I was seeing the patterns over and over and over again, and we had to dive deep into the fold of understanding what's going on in this past week. So, King Harris, T.I.'s son, Tiny's son, right, went on a whole mission to defend and protect his mama, which was powerful because, again, you know what I'm saying? Hey, your mama is your first God, and you got to do whatever you can to protect her.
Message.
So him protecting her from 50 Cent and 50 Cent pulling this particular move, which I'm going to dive deep into tomorrow on Cipher Tuesday. Essentially, we got to see what's going on with King and his development as a child. Now, King, he had his father in his life and his mother in his life who happened to be superstars, right? At the time of King being born, and this is some deep ass shit, T.I. was on a mission to be the best trap artist out.
Message.
I'm just telling you what it is. He has some other brothers, and we're going to get to them too. But T.I., during that particular time, wanted to be, I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the king of the South, right? That whole energy around King's birth was, you know, this trap or die energy, or however T.I. was putting down his music, and he was winning Grammys, he was winning everything. T.I. was the man then, right? So now all of a sudden, King Harris, he comes out with the name King. His mama is also a superstar from back in the day. And he's looking around and he's like, oh, shoot, okay. Well, who am I? So if y'all seen some of them shows in them MTV shows they used to have as kids, this boy was the sweetest. He was a sweetheart back then. This nigga was bubble gum. Like, how did he turn that switch? His brothers was around them sweethearts too. Obviously, you can grow up and be who you want. Cool. But there's something that influences his narrative to be Mr. Hood nigga, Mr. Thug, Mr. I'm at my grandma's house and I'm trapping out at my grandma's house.
Sorry for you.
Nigga, you lying like a bitch, boy. We see you on MTV at 5. What are you talking about? You at your grandma's house, boy? Now, kudos to him, because that's one thing we got to always do is stand up for our mama. You feel me? Because at the same time, at the end of the day, you know how that thing go, especially melanated men. What you say about my mama, we ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Remember when you was a kid and shit? Cap on me, score on me. The minute they say anything about your mama, the fight is on. Me and my partner Jermaine, speaking of Jermaine, me and my partner Jermaine in band class, we was in band in 6th grade. Nigga, we capping and scoring on each other, whatever, right? Cool. Whatever. We chilling, right? My other partner, Cece, said something about Jermaine's mama because she was a cool cup lady. You feel me? That shit was funny now I think about it. So she the cool cup lady. You know, we after school or outside, we get cool cups from her or whatever. Y'all remember cool cups, don't play. Well, some of y'all is 90s babies, so I don't know if y'all really experienced the cool cup, but that's fine. Just you heard about it. It's a foreign myth to you. Straight up. So boom. He said something about her mama and something about reference to cool cups. Jermaine gets mad and hot. Nigga, what the fuck you say about my mama? And I said something just thinking it was like a joke. It was a side joke because we love Jermaine's mama. You feel me? That's basically our mama too. She's a cool cup lady. She gave us extra cool cups, extra Cheetos and all of that for our little 25, 50 cent. So we ain't tripping on her. We just scoring on her through you, nigga. So boom, whatever he said triggered her. And then I said, what the hell I said? I said something that triggered him.
Toasty.
Nigga, it was on. That nigga took that trombone, swung it at me. Bah! Hit me on my side. Oh! And he just started swinging it everywhere. Nigga, we got in a big ass brawl. Chairs was moving. All three of us kind of fighting, but everybody, he fighting us two, which was way bigger than him, but he having this trombone swinging it was absolutely amazing time, nigga. We all got in trouble. We in the office crying and shit. He tripping. They was talking about my mama. Nigga, don't let me get on your ass, boy. That mama thing is huge, family. I can't make it up. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand that trigger can impact us in a certain way to protect and serve. Why? Because again, it's dealing with what? The root chakra. So with King and 50 coming at King's mama, Tiny, and Tip, T.I., say, you know what? I also got to protect my queen. Fuck what this nigga talking about. I don't even know what did 50 say on this post. What did he say? He said something about her ass or something, or their tattoos or something. I think 50 diabolical. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to him too. God damn, that nigga diabolical. Boy, we gotta understand that we're getting back to our chakra system, our energy centers, our emotional centers, right? And if that root chakra is basically your safety and security, and your mama is the first line of safety and security, then whenever somebody talks about your mama, you attack.
Message.
So just understand where that trigger comes from, because it comes from somewhere, and it's not just happenstance that it comes from. I want y'all to check this video out on childhood development. Watch this real quick.
Child's cognitive development. The society we live in is an encompassing entity that runs down from one generation to the next. We are exposed to culture right from the time of birth.
You're exposed to culture right from the time of your birth. Your culture is your mama's culture.
Message.
Whatever your mama is into, you're into. If your mama listens to reggae music, you're listening to reggae music. Your mama goes to church, a Christian church, you're going to a Christian church. See, my daddy was Muslim. He was one of them black Muslims, right? My mama, she was Christian. My daddy gave me the names, cool, right? That masculine energy, you know, now their name is going to be this. Cool. He transitioned young, but I still believe we still would have been in that Christian motif aspect of this thing, based off of mama is in control. So your culture and your reality is dictated by your mama. So I want y'all to think about that for yourselves and really understand who your mama is. Who is she? Just really extract her. Take the God off of her and just really extract her in the human form.
Child is subjected to cultural values and practices way before school-going age. Different environments instill slightly different cultural inputs. This accounts for different education policies, even in very close neighboring countries.
One of my other partners, he went to a private school at a young age because his mama was trying to, you know, put him in a particular energy in a particular culture. And essentially, as he was going to this private school, we could see the difference in his level of, or at least I can, in his level of maturity and his level of clarity, if you will, amongst us hood kids that was getting lower level education. You feel me? He was reading at a particular level. He was moving at a particular rate of speed. And this is all stuff we just noticed as a young kid. You feel me? Or at least I did. I don't know if my other hood partners did, but I did, right? So when we was in 6th grade, we understand that, you know, Jonathan was kind of moving in a particular fashion because he went to this private school at such a young age, or the whole young age to kindergarten to 5th, and we went to the normal public hood school. And he just carried himself a little bit more astute, a little bit more, level-headed, a little bit more, you get what I'm saying, a little bit more clear that our being conscious, just being real, just being conscious, I was always able to understand that from that lens. Like, oh, okay, it's because you went to that private school for a fact. Just the environment, baby. Just tell you what it is.
Let's delve into how culture influences a child's cognitive development. Language and learning. Language plays an essential role in shaping a child's cognitive development. Language forges how children behave, learn, receive, and interpret information.
Boom, we'll stop right there. Language. JCole with the wordsmith, baby. Language. So now, check it out. JCole has this Caucasian mama who he loves, and we love her because, again, she brought JCole to the world. So who the fuck are we, right? We're just evaluating how he became Jermaine Cole. Boom. JCole becomes, understanding of words at such a high level, at such a young age, because his mama was carrying out a particular language that's different than they not like us. They not like us. Hey, they not like us. They not like us. That's different than the black culture, the melanated culture.
Message.
I'm just telling you what it is, baby. Take it up with your God, with your mama. Same thing with Drake. Straight up and down. Both of their mamas Caucasian. They have a different dialect. They have a different understanding of the world. They have a different tonality. They have a different approach to speech. You know your mama. She said, see, this is how I knew it was different too. My mama, she had a Caribbean accent, you know what I'm saying, and she talked with that Caribbean accent or whatever. And my friends, my partners, when we was kids, they used to come to my house or whatever, my apartment, boom, and they would never understand my mama and stuff, right? Like, nigga, what the fuck y'all talking about? Y'all understand my mama. Even so much so, my grandma, her accent was really thick, and they really didn't understand her. You feel me? So it was like, damn, I'm like, y'all judging. I don't know what y'all talking about. Anyway, when I would go to their house, second, third grade, boom, I'm hearing their mama. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Damn. Yeah, y'all mama different. Hey, y'all get that shit out of my house. Y'all pull out that bullshit out of my house now. She going off. Shit like that. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, damn. Yeah. I was always the cousin. They loved me, so I could not do no wrong. What you need, Kareem? You got anything you want? But shit, they used to get whooped in front of me. I'm just watching it. Oh. And I just smile with my big ass teeth. I just smile and just look like, oh shit, damn. All right, Miss Crystal. All right, can we go outside now? Shit, we just wanted some Kool-Aid. God damn. I just smile and look like, hey, you know what I'm saying? My mom would give me a whooping too. Shit. I seen one of my partners get hit bad one time with a hand over hit by his mama, in the back of his head. Don't come in here with all that bullshit. She cussing and everything. But when we go outside, that nigga just crying and shit. I'm like, nigga. I'm like, shit, I'm glad that wasn't me. But come on, man. Shit didn't hurt that bad. Shit. That nigga started crying and shit crazy. Hey, you are your mama. Straight up and down. You are your mama. And we got to understand that. And we got to understand that particular development, because language is something that is extracted as you're listening to your mama. D-Ray, right? D-Ray, she, she talks real proper, real, which I don't have no idea where the hell she came from. She like an alien. Boom, cool. Real clear, real proper, real, real flowy, spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Light. Cool. Our kids, I can see all of that in them.
Message.
Talk proper than a bitch. I'm like, God damn. Shit. Shit, I ain't influencing the motherfucking thing. Shit, they just getting influenced by their mama. Straight up and down.
Sorry about you.
Which is a beautiful thing because, you know what I'm saying, we want them to be able to carry themselves in a particular light that, that doesn't cause alarm or anything like that. I'm not saying talking, how would you say, black or talking more hood is a problem. What I'm saying is you can, you know what I'm saying, you could trip yourself up if people don't understand you from a certain lens based off of they're just listening to your dialect. Straight up and down. Let's keep it going. All right. So now the 50th law, the 50th law, the 50th law. So we got to dive into this because this book, and we're going to talk about 50 Cent. 50 going at T.I.'s wife and King's mother. Essentially, he is a strategic kind of not giving a fuck kind of energy. 50 Cent, right? That's who he is. And they say he's the ultimate troll and whatever. But what I've been gaining and understanding, and I went back to some of his books, he is basically a split version of himself. So he's 50 Cent and Curtis Jackson. Curtis Jackson is the mogul, the strategic one, the one that's positioned himself to get higher and higher on the food chain in this third dimension. And 50 Cent is essentially, the troll, the one that does whatever he has to do to win. And he's putting that out on social media to establish himself and to stay in the game. So now this book that I read, The 50th Law, is absolutely a fire book, and it'll give you more into 50's mind, a lot more, right? But then this book, Curtis Jackson, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, Evolve or Die, Chapter 5, Power of Perception, Chapter 6. All of these things is what he did to extract a certain level of energy into the matrix, into the social media matrix, to then stimulate a certain narrative. And I'm going to go over a lot of this tomorrow in the Cipher Tuesday. I'm going to go over a lot of it in Cipher Tuesdays. I'm going to just go through his book, and we're going to dive deep into the fold of what that actually is. Boom. His mama had such a powerful concrete establishment in his life that actually shapes who he is today.
Message.
Now, one, we got to dive deep into the fold of what is actually happening with his mama, because his mama transitioned when he was at a very young age. So now they say that from 4 to 8, if your mama transitions, that creates a certain energy inside of you, a certain loss inside of you, because that's still the primal ages of 0 to 7, the root chakra, right? That creates such an energy inside of you of survival, right? 50 Cent's mama transitions a little bit in his solar plexus region, sacral chakra, solar plexus, 15, 14, right? Cool. He has to establish a certain identity with losing his mama at an age where he can actually consciously be aware of, and then carry out a mission to how would you say, survive, essentially, right? So boom, his mama and King going at his mama in the way that he's going, in the fashion that he's going with, you know what I'm saying, is, hey, eye for an eye. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some things we got to keep off of social media, but nowadays it's the wild, wild west. And boys are just going for what they know. And I believe 50 Cent essentially knew that him posting that picture of Tiny is going to tripwire T.I. and King to say something, to respond, to move in a particular way of violence. Because what I say, what you say about my mama? So now we got to understand that to the core. Like, this gets deeper than rap, and it gets deeper than, the human urges to just point the finger at people. 50 is very strategic. And like I said, tomorrow, I'm going to dive deep into the fold of that evolve or die, because I think this is an important concept that 50 is doing, and the power of perception that's actually shifting, how would you say, his world into shit, whoever he's claiming to be, straight up and down. 50 again, it still all stems from your younger years, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus chakra. And essentially, you understanding that your mama is God, you understanding that them developmental age of your chakras will form who you are today. And his mama transitioning when he was such a young age establishes him and his character to be who he is today, where you can see him trolling and specifically carrying out missions that seems like he's heartless.
Message.
And you know what I'm saying? Losing your mama at such a young age, you feel me? It can actually shift you into a world of, or a whirlwind of now, hey, nothing can stop me. And I'm going for mine. So, sacrifice is an important energy, but you don't want to feel sacrifice in that particular way, right? A lot of times when you see people transition, you start to see them carry out a certain adventure, a certain mind that says they look unstoppable. They look like they're fearless because they've been through such heartache, such pain, such vitriol, such pain. Essentially, that's the only word I can think of. That now there is no other pain that could hit that. And it's literally an energy inside it. It's literally an energy which will transform you and make you feel this particular thing. Like when my grandma transitioned, I felt that. And then I knew, okay, I had bigger fish to fry than me just sitting around in college. So the minute she transitioned, boom, I tore my ACL, boom, all of this stuff is happening all at once. Nigga, all I could think about was getting to it, getting money. That young 18-year-old that was, happy, joyous, whatever. My grandma, she was a big part of my life. Boom. She transitioned. I cried, pain, hurt. After that, mine just went somewhere else. I didn't give a fuck about nothing. You feel me? I was doing all kind of silly stuff that would have put me behind bars or even dead. Just because my grandma, she stayed with us for, a large part of my life. And, what I'm saying, we also went and visited her in St. Thomas when I was younger and stuff like that all the time, over and over and over again, what I'm saying, every summer. But she was basically like my second mama, you feel me? So now all of a sudden I'm feeling that particular pain, I'm feeling that particular energy, And you know what I'm saying? It creates this monster, if you will, inside of me that moves into a particular state of get rich or die trying. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Esoteric Mondays. Esoteric Mondays, baby. What y'all got? What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? Need a reading mud. Yeah, we're going to read that book tomorrow on the Patreon. Cipher Tuesdays. Y'all get to it. Y'all get to it for real. Can I bust the Cash App? Absolutely. Absolutely. Dreamwise 44. Dreamwise 44. It must never see Raising Canaan. Yeah, Raising Canaan, he a beast. That's the movie. What do you do when your mom is trapped in her low vibration that negatively projects her fears and religious beliefs on you? Spiritual warfare with your mother for your spiritual sovereignty. Yeah, that's what we talk about. Unfuckwittable goddess. That's what we're talking about. Essentially, you know, this programming of your mama is a particular state that you're in, right? So we have to be able to eradicate our mama as God and look at ourselves as God.
Message.
Because remember, we just came through them, right? And they created this energy of saying, here goes the information I know. This is what I know. This is what I'm giving you. As we grow older and older and become more wiser and wiser, you start to realize, okay, our mama didn't really know as much, right? And we start to learn and grow into our own self-identity. But we have to detach from our mama and essentially grow into our own God mind, our own wisdom, and think for ourselves. So a lot of times people are afraid to think for themselves. And thinking for yourself is a very important energy that we must all possess inside of us. Like, I cannot make it up. If y'all didn't get anything from this build today, thinking for yourself is the all. Figure out who you are divinely. What makes you tick? What makes you feel good? What brings you joy? Not other people, not your friends, not your proximity friends, not your mama and them. What can you do to understand yourself from a deeper, more higher level? And one of the biggest things you could do is your chakra work, especially them lower three chakras, because that is going to establish a certain balance, a certain order for you to get on with your mission down here in this earth realm. So you got to even think about it even deeper and extract it. You're going to die. You're going to transition. And this is an illusion. Cool. If you have this fearless approach to the world, which I'm going to go a lot over tomorrow in the Cipher Tuesday, if you have this fearless approach to the world, right? What else can stop you besides you, yourself, right? So if nothing is attached to you, basically your mama, society, your friends, right? And their influence of making you be the old version of yourself that you're trying to escape from. Now, if none of that can stop you, right? If you detach from all of them, then essentially you become free, and now you can paint your own canvas. You can write your own book. Because your story is not ending and your story has not completed. You're on a never-ending story. So you got to understand that when you're turning the page in your book, that's the part of the call to adventure where you're about to climax. This is how you detach, remove your friends, your family members, your mama. You detach from them and you do your Hey Ruth thing and do the call to adventure and go for yours. And not be attached to people because you are their proximity, family, and friends.
Message.
So I wanted the family to understand that to the core. Like, this is about detachment. Don't listen, family. You see these people transitioning younger and younger over and over and over again. It's like, okay, this thing goes fast, right? You cannot live for your mama and them, your brother and them, your friends and them. You got to live for you. And all you got is you, and all you can do is you. So do you to the fullest. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. He dropped a failure for the final season of Raising Caden. Damn, it's the final season? God damn. God damn. It's the final season. I didn't know that, man. Hey, I love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Until next time, Cipher Tuesday. Until tomorrow. See y'all. Peace to the gods.